Alrighty, this screencast is going to show you how to put the pegboard toy together. I'm going to assemble the 5 parts that you created, the 3 pegs, the side, and the base. To start, we are going to go up to New, and I'm going to make sure I select an English template, except now we are not going to select part. We're going to go down to where it says Assembly. You're going to select a standard in.iam. That's a standard inch Inventor assembly. So create that drawing. It'll take a little bit to load. When you open it, it's going to look fairly similar to what the part drawing looked like, and we're going to start in the same fashion. I'm going to go in the upper left corner, and I'm going to pick the place button. When I pick place, I'm going to click this little black triangle, drop down, and I'm going to search for where I stored my things. You're going to have to look in your H drive and find where you have your Pegboard Toy folder. So here's my Pegboard Toy folder, and I'm going to find my parts that I need. So I need a base. I'm going to double click on my 3-hole base, open that up. It's going to look really big. I'm going to click one time. It's going to zoom out. I'm going to click escape on the keyboard, and now I can zoom out and I see I have my base placed. After that, I'm going to place. I'm going to go back to place and find my side. So I'm going to scroll down. Here's my side piece. I'll open up the side. I'm going to place one over here and one over there. So I place 2 sides, then click escape on the keyboard. Now I'm going to put those 3 pieces together. Right now you can see they move independently from each other. They're all different. To start, I'm going to click on the constrain button up here. Constrain means give a sort of give a rule, a guideline to follow on movement. It's going to restrict the movement. To start, first button I have here is mate. I'm going to select the mate function with the mate function. I'm going to call this the glue button. It's going to glue 2 surfaces together. So I'm going to glue the end of my board, so make sure I click the end surface right here, click once there, into, and I'm going to zoom in into the end of this notch. So those are the 2 surfaces that are going to be glued together. So I'm going to glue them together, and then I'm going to click apply. Now it looks kind of funny right now, but that's fine. Move it off to the side. Now those 2 surfaces are glued together. Now I'm going to select this solution over here. This is called flush, and flush means make 2 surfaces even. Select the flush option. I'm going to make even this edge, this long edge of my base, and this edge of my side. Click those 2, click apply. I'm going to close out of here. Now you can see I can move this around, up and down. I can't move it in and out. It just moves up and down. It's constrained on those 2 axes. Now, next constraint I need to do, go back to constrain, make sure we're on the mate or glue function. I'm going to mate this top surface. I'm going to select my free orbit tool. I'm going to rotate around very slowly, and I'm going to mate it to this surface right here. That's where I want it to be glued to. Click apply. I'm going to go back to my home view, and now you can see that when I move this, the base, the side is moved with it. So now I'm going to repeat that same process for my other side. So constrain, move that off to the side. I'm going to glue the end of this surface into this notch. Make sure you select that flat surface. Do not select the edge. Select the flat surface. Glue those together. Click apply. Flush tool. I'm going to flush the side of my side and the side of my base. Apply that. And now I'm going to move my base down a little bit. I'm going to go back to constrain. I'm going to glue this surface. I'm going to rotate around, free orbit tool. I'm going to spin this up so I can see what I want to glue it to. I want to glue it to this piece right here. Click that surface and then apply. Close out of my constrain window. Go back to my home view. And now when I move this, it moves all as one. Those pieces are constrained together. Next step then would be putting the pegs in. So I'm going to go back to place. I'm going to find my pegs. So I'm going to look for my round peg. Open that one up. I'm going to place my round peg. I'm going to go back to place. I'm going to find my square peg. Place one of those. And then I'm also going to place my triangle peg. So there's my 3 pegs. Escape out of that. Now the round peg. I'm going to constrain the round peg to be in the round hole. I'm going to click constrain. Now this constrain is a little bit different. I'm going to constrain the axis. You can see that long, short line there. You can see it popped up. It says axis. I'm going to click when that pops up. and then I'm going to find that same axis in my hole. See the long, short line there? The axis. I'm going to select the axis, apply it, and now those two axes are constrained. Round pegs are pretty easy. That's the only constraint we have to do. Now I'm going to constrain my square peg. I'm going to glue together. I'm going to glue this surface to one of the sides of my square hole. Glue that in there, click apply, and now I've got to think a little bit. I'm going to move my square peg out of the way, how I want this to be tipped up. I want this surface here to be glued to probably the surface that I can't see. So I'm going to click constrain. I'm going to glue this surface. I'm going to free orbit around so I can see a little bit, to this surface right here. So I'll escape out once, and I'm going to glue it to that surface, click apply, and now if I go back to my home view, that square peg should be constrained to move up and down and stay in that square hole. I'm going to repeat that same process with my triangle peg. I'm going to free orbit a little bit so I can see the triangle hole a little bit better. I'm going to constrain this side of my triangle to this side, again the flat surface of the triangle hole. Click apply, and now I'm going to constrain this flat surface, and this is a little bit harder to see, to this flat surface of my triangle hole. Click apply. Close that. I'm going to go back to my home view, and now my triangle peg should be constrained, square peg constrained, round peg constrained. They all move in and out of the pegboard toy, and the base is still moved or constrained altogether.